And her mom gonna say something about what she's supposed to be Miss USA. You supposed to be uplifting girls. Ma'am, why was your teenage daughter a video vixen? All right, so coming in here to speak on Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 episode. This is episode 6. This is the fallout after everything happened with Kenya at her salon, where she put out those explicit pictures of Brit in sexual situations. And the ladies of the show are saying that they're basically like repulsed and disgusted by Kenya's actions. We're no longer talking about how Brit, said what she said. It's all about how everybody is so disgusted and they can't be apart, and I get that. I get it. I do get it. At the same time, Bravo has to take some responsibility in this situation, because y'all allowed Kenya to go out there and put all of that stuff out. You have Brit that is in complete victim mode. Complete victim mode. Like she wasn't the one that went and did what she did. She was not a teenager. She was not a minor. She went and did what she did. She claimed that she thought she scrubbed the internet. Clearly you did not. And in the beginning episode, she would constantly let us know she was that girl, and she dated a bunch of rappers and all this stuff. She was a video vixen. As I said in my previous review, that come with a certain lifestyle. That comes with a certain lifestyle. Brit seemed to be proud of that stuff. She was not telling us about how she have her insurance company, or she is a mortgage broker, or whatever she is. It was all about, oh, I was that girl and I was a video vixen in high school and stuff like that. So when you really, you know what I'm saying, you are glorifying that, and you go and make the life choices that you made, or decision choices that you made, that stuff is already out there. I don't understand how is any type of revenge anything, because the stuff wasn't made, like, it was made for public consumption. It was made for the public to consume that. It's different. The revenge stuff is about like when you and your partner or whoever, y'all are in the privacy of your own, bedroom. And maybe that person has recorded and it's being put out there because you did something to that person or whatever, and they trying to expose you and, play some get back. Similar to Love and Marriage Huntsville on what Martell did. That was him and his wife, doing wife things, and he recorded it and then was threatening to put it out there, but then threatening to put it out there in a way, allegedly, of disguising it as another man, not as himself, to paint the narrative that, yeah, see, she is a whore and she been out there with all of these different men. That definitely fits the classification of revenge P. If that, and you see that Melody was able to press charges, that man got arrested. If this was the same situation, I'm sure Brit wouldn't have no problem with filing charges on Kenya. If it was the same. It is not the same. It is not the same. That is almost like Kim Kardashian, somebody playing some kind of Kim Kardashian video where her and Ray J at an event, and her trying to go and sue. How you gonna sue? Like, this stuff was sold to video adult entertainment company for public consumption. So it's the same thing with Brit Ely. It was already out there. It was already out there. Now, what Kenya did was expose, this stuff to people that may have not known that Brit was into that type of stuff and doing that type of stuff. But as far as, and it was for her to embarrass Brit Ely, she definitely should have not allowed that woman to come to her salon. It should have been a situation where she was like, security, security, security. How did she get past security? Brit shouldn't have been able to come up in there with her little white flowers and been nowhere near Kenya. Kenya, you should have played on the fact that the woman threatened you. You felt threatened. Brit Ely should have been 100 feet away, like away from the building. Like, I do not feel comfortable with filming this with this lady going forward. But I the only way I can make sense of this, of her not wanting to stall Brit being filmed, was due to the fact of y'all had already took so much time with coming back. So I don't want to stall filming or hold up production because we already been on this hiatus for so long. So I will let it slide so that we could continue to film, because I don't want to hold it up. But you should have held it up, because Brit Ely was in the wrong on the comments that she made about the pistol. And that was all you needed, girl. You did not need to go and do this lame stuff. It was very lame or whatever with, she wanted her to stay so she could embarrass her. But at the same time, then Brit Ely went into victim mode. Like, that was something I did when I was young. I made a mistake, and she had her mom there, and she was doing all of this fake crying. Yes, I'm going to say fake crying. And her mom gonna say something about what she's supposed to be Miss USA. You supposed to be uplifting girls. Ma'am. Why was your teenage daughter a video vixen? See, when you put yourself out there, you put yourself out there, then you put yourself in a line of fire for people to come out and criticize you and say, where was you and your husband? Why was you letting your daughter run out there like that? What was you teaching your daughter for your daughter to be in this position where somebody trying to basically spray her with her own tea, which that's your tea. She should have been like, well, yeah, I did that. That's me. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do that on today. I'm a different woman, but I mean, and like, you know what I'm saying? You trying to shame me? Like, you can't shame me. I would have told y'all about it. But nope, she used the fact that everybody knew that Kenya was in the wrong for doing that. And, it was like, okay, well, I'm going to play into that. All of a sudden, I couldn't sleep, and my license has been threatened. Her insurance license or something, whatever license that she have, because she said that Kenya put rumors out there that she was doing insurance fraud. And the people had to pause and investigate, which at the end of this episode, because I'm just highlighting the situation, and because this is the biggest thing. Everything else is like, it's okay. but ain't really nothing going on this show. So I'm going to talk about the main things that's going on this show. She claimed that Kenya defamed her name, which I don't understand how that goes. I don't understand when this was something that you did. So it's like you got to prove that somebody said something about you that was incorrect, or put out something that was incorrect. Girl, it was proof. It was you. It was you. So I don't get that. At towards the end of this episode, which I'm gonna just take a moment to say, Angela, like, I kind of like Angela. Angela was the one that wrote the card about why Kenya can't something be respectful towards married women, or something, or why she worried about married women so much, which I thought that was shady. Now, she said that she was on Kenya's side after Brit was going off, and said, yeah, I got your back and all of this type of stuff. But then when, Kenya put the stuff out there, then it was like, kind of like, oh, that was jacked up, and, but at the same time, and then Kelly was very much ride or die for her friend of only probably 6 or 3 months, which I did not know that these girls did not know each other. They came onto the show talking about they was all friends, and they friends with Shamia. Shamia don't even know them, which made sense when Brit was sitting down talking to Kelly, and Kelly was revealing stuff about her ex-husband and different things like that. It was acting like they really ain't know each other. So for Kelly to be riding so hard for Brit, and then at the end of the day, right now, Brit then fell out with everybody. She's no longer friends with Kelly, no longer friends with Angela, Shamia, her and Portia sound like they're on the island by themselves, probably along with Phaedra, But I wanted to like Angela. I want to like Kelly as well. Them the main two that so far, I'm like, okay, I like Kelly, but then Kelly was saying that she didn't hear Brit talk about the pow pow. So anyways, Angela towards the end of the episode questions Brit, because Kelly have this little outdoor gathering for Brit to try to say it's all about her. We're here to support you. This is your day. And Brit, she just really showed the fact that, what I'm saying? Like, she wants to be in this victim mode. And she starts going off on Angela because Angela questions her about, like, so what happened with the license? Because you said that you lost your license. That's what she said, something about she lost her license. So Angela was like, how? And she was like, well, what do you mean, how? And then she started getting the attitude with the ladies talking about, oh, so all of y'all have spoken to Kenya? So they still don't get it. They still don't understand, like, what that lady did in there. Because, yes, Drew and Angela said, yeah, they did speak to Kenya. In which this episode was very irritating because Kenya don't get to say her side. Kenya has contributed and made this show millions, has played a huge part in building up the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise, okay? Not just Real Housewives of Atlanta, but the Real Housewives. It's a brand, and she has helped support that, build that up to what it is on today. And for y'all to allow the newbie to come in, give her all of the opportunity for her to apologize for her wrongdoing, but then y'all don't give Kenya the same opportunity. Put her on camera. Let us see what her reaction was. And I don't know. I gotta hear more from Kenya. Kenya's supposed to be coming out with a YouTube, and She said she was gonna put everything out there on Monday. I don't know if somebody called her and said, let's not make it worse, because you're not fired and you're gonna be back on the show. So let's just let this play out. Apologize, keep it moving, be quiet, let everything die down. I don't know, but I'll be watching out to hear what she have to say, because I need details as was she standing in this stuff like the day afterwards? What was her reaction when she found out that some of the ladies will no longer, they don't want to film with her? Like, I would like to know, like, what is her thoughts on that? What was her thoughts on that after she put it out? Like, is she sorry? Was she immediately sorry for it? Bravo didn't give her the opportunity to explain herself, and that's unfortunate. You got people talking. It didn't, Brit and Angela, y'all talk to Kenya. Like, I don't want to hear what y'all have to say about, like, don't bring us nothing back. Let Kenya, y'all should have let Kenya spoke for Kenya. And like I said, it just blows my mind that the fact that this lady been on this show for so long, and it was like y'all act like she had then killed somebody or something like that, when it's not the situation. So anyways, Angela and Brit, they get into it, and Shamia and Kelly and them, they're like, okay, well, y'all gotta get up and separate. And then she takes over the conversation and says, okay, well, look, I'm gonna ask the question. What happened with your license? And she says, well, because Kenya put out there that I was doing insurance fraud, they started investigating. I was under investigation. And so Angela said, well, yeah, as I thought. Because Angela explained she is a real estate broker, and she actually has a license. So she know the process, that nobody can come for your license and take your license away off of a rumor. So, and I believe that Brit Ely just tried to really play into the fact of, she hurt me. She really hurt my career. If that was the case, why are you not suing her? Why are you not suing her if she really did, defamation, like assassinated your character? She's talking about, I had received calls from people saying, what happened or what is this? Girl, they should have been able to Google you and find out. She was just really in victim mode. And like Angela was saying, you're not taking responsibility or accountability on how we got here. We did get here for a certain reason, because you was doing the absolute most, and you forgot what show you was on. But yeah, y'all, all of the extra stuff that happened in between, like I said, is not entertaining. I'm gonna continue to watch. But yeah, bravo. Like, y'all really messed up with this stuff. Y'all did not handle this right. If you gonna fire Kenya or put Kenya off the show or cease to film with Kenya for the rest of the season, y'all need to handle Brit Ely the same way. She should have been dealt the same way. And y'all catching all of this heat and backlash as you should. Anyways, and then also Portia is a flip-flopper. Portia like, oh, well, get me out of here. Get me. I don't, just forget I ever went to that event. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, you looking for a reason, I feel like, so we just gonna like just demonize her, right? Like, she just go ahead on and cast her straight to hell and leave her there. She's dust. She have built up this show with you, Portia. So you just like, but that's Portia. Portia will jump ship, and Portia will jump on a bandwagon with other people, and she's not loyal. She's not a friend. She can't even be a friend to Shamia. So that's a whole nother situation. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. Tuning in, comment, rate, subscribe.